We entered the tomb of Amphipolis of northern Greece. This is a report by Christos Manzanas. It was August 2014 when it began to become widely known to the public that in the area of Amphipolis, the archaeologist Katerina Peristeri was in front of a global discovery that highlighted Greek culture. The project of the sphinxes at the entrance of the Kasta mound, later the mosaic, the caryatid women statues, the Thassos marble, and the symbols caused a frenzy among historians, researchers, and the global archaeological community, who waited impatiently for what else could be found there, but also for whom this imposing burial monument was finally built. Whose tomb was this? In 2015, the first announcements were made by a team of archaeologists, while until today, 9 years later, the scientific dialogue continues. In April 2023, it was decided by the Ministry of Culture that the burial monument of the Kasta Mound can only be visited by specific groups of the public. It will be open to the public in 2027. The jungle camera of the TV program traveled to Amphipolis to capture the interior of the monument up close, and there the press mission was welcomed by the head of the Antiquities Authority of Ceres, Dimitra Malamidou. Our first stop is the Amphipolis Museum and then the Kasta tomb. For history, the first excavations of the Kasta hill were carried out in 1964 by the archaeologist Dimitris Lazaridis, when the perimeter of the mound was revealed. Excavations continued after 1971, but concentrated on the top of the hill. In 2012, the enclosure of Kasta Mound was excavated and found to be 497 meters long and 3 meters high, made of approximately 2,500 cubic meters of marble from Thassos, an island near northern Greece. The director of the Greek Effort of Classic and Prehistoric Antiquities, Katerina Peristeri, was in charge of that excavation. In August 2014, excavation revealed the entrance to the mound, where a doorway was found, above which are 2 marble sphinxes with missing heads and wings. During the continuation of the excavations, 2 caryatid statues were found carved inside the mound on presseries, and already from the outside of the monument, but also on the sphinxes, the caryatids, and a small part of the monument that was revealed, there were traces of colors that decorated its construction and sculptures. As we know, the ancient Greeks used to color the statues. They made them look lifelike. Now, in October 2014, a floor mosaic was found in the second chamber of the subject of the abduction of Persephone by Pluto. The subject is known from Greek mythology and has been represented on at least 2 occasions in a Macedonian tomb. During the work of gradually removing the soil in the third chamber of the tomb in October 2014, the head of the eastern sphinx of the entrance, 60 centimeters high, was found together with the remains of the wings, which has been exhibited in the Archaeological Museum of Amphipolis since the summer of 2019. The floor was found to have a ceiling roll with porous stones. Under the stones, an artificial trench was found in the natural ground of shale nature, with a surface of 4 by 2.10 meters. At a depth of 1.6 meters in the trench, a large box-shaped tomb and bones were discovered in and around the tomb. Analysis of the skeletal remains showed that 5 people were buried in the grave: a woman over the age of 60, 2 men between the ages of 35 and 45, with indications that cuts found on the skeleton of the younger of the 2 may have caused his death, a newborn baby, and the bones of a man whose body had been cremated. In the third chamber, there are faint colorings and indications of human depictions, male and female figures, as well as the winged figures in its architraves, and the general decoration was found in the members of the trigus, rosettes under the marble beams of the ceiling, ionic waves, and the upper part of letterhead. After the study of the findings, The archaeologist Katerina Peristeri reported that inscriptions were found in the vicinity of the monument that mentioned Parelavon Iphistion, meaning come and take, or we're submitting Iphistion to you. Iphistion was one of the Alexander the Great's generals. We know that Alexander the Great, since not infancy, but since he was, I would say, first grader of elementary school, was with his generals. They were growing up together. One of them was Iphistion, another one was Ptolemy. Parelavan Iphistion, meaning we submit Iphistion to you. We're together with the monograph of Antigonus, the one-eyed, that was found, and she believes that the monument was dedicated to Iphistion. The construction of the tomb dates back to the second half of the 4th century BC, at the time of Alexander the Great, of course. As for Leota of Amphipolis, the excavation showed that his original position was at the top of Casta Hill, the lion of Amphipolis. He was originally on top of the hill. To this day, the opinion of many archaeologists is that the monument was built by the architect Dinokratis by order of Alexander the Great for the general Iphistion. And this was from Zoungla program, a TV program. I've translated this for you from a Greek article. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.